Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. This video is going to take more of a folklore kind of style, as is the next video. I know I said the next video after this was going to be a Dogman video, but I found another story similar in folklore-y stuff that I really want to do because it's a pretty cool story. Anyways, this story is going to be about an entity called the Waifish woman. And there's no real description of what a Waifish woman is, so it seems to be kind of along the lines of a swamp witch, or like just kind of a forest witch, or like a hermit kind of thing. There's still witchcraft involved, but either way, it's a pretty terrifying creature. So let's jump into this story real quick. Thank you for watching. This happened when I was camping deep in the forest with my longtime best friend for a week. He's got around 50 acres that spill straight into a forest, and in true outdoor fashion, we brought just the basics. Tin food, water, that kind of stuff. We're going to be sleeping in the bed of my truck because we're both poor and we don't have the spare money for a tent or a camper. So the first day goes by well enough. Talked the day away while we fished. It was very cathartic for us both. We decided to head to bed, cap the truck off in case it rains during the night. I honestly sleep like a little baby. I wake up around 7 or 8 a.m., debate getting a fire going to cook breakfast. My friend tells me that he's going to start prepping food, so that means I have to get the firewood. So I walk off into the woods with my little Coleman's hatchet, and I start breaking down little dead trees, and I get an armful of wood before I start to head back. And I get this super uneasy feeling out of nowhere. It's like that feeling when you really screw up, and you've been caught. Like somebody took everything out of your stomach and replaced it with primal fear. I'm really sketched out, but I try to think nothing of it. I head back to camp with the wood in my arms and the shivers going up my spine. So we cooked breakfast, which consisted of warmed up canned ravioli. We're not buying ice in a cooler just so I can eat eggs out in the woods. So we eat our fill, pack up the leftovers, and head out hiking just shortly after that. So I made sure to pack the stuff good into my truck and I locked it. We hike for about an hour or so and we stop in a clearing and just to enjoy the view. Nothing but long grass in the middle of trees all around us. So we're enjoying the air and eventually we head back into the woods. While hiking back, the food is sitting like a brick in my stomach. We walk for what feels like hours and oh crap, I'm thinking, what time is it? I check my watch and it's only around 2 or so. Not too bad, we left at 11. Wait. Shouldn't we be at camp? And why does nothing look familiar? Immediately I have panic mode engaged. I freak out to my friend and think that we're going to die out here in the woods. He calms me down and says that we're fine and that camp actually shouldn't be too far up the trail. So we walk for 15 or 20 more minutes and oh, well there it is. No problems here, I guess. I unlock my truck and turn on the radio to cool my nerves. We're not too far out, but the signal is bad enough, but we eventually get something. We're sitting in the truck and we relax for a couple hours talking about our love lives and stuff. I don't have a girl of my own, but whatever. I don't want ravioli again, so I decide to go fishing for dinner. I'm down at the same pond from yesterday trying to catch something worth eating, and there's nothing really so far. The entire pond seems almost dead still. Whatever, it's in the evening, there should be lots of critters to disturb the water. I managed to catch 2 or 3 little fish. I'm not really sure what type they are, but they're no bigger than my hand. It's at this point that I realize that I've forgotten how to skin a fish. So I bring them back to camp, and I'm enjoying how quiet out it is. So, eventually, when I do get back, my friend starts skinning and deboning the fish. And I feel really uneasy, but I try to think nothing of it. So we're chomping down on fish, and I still can't stop thinking about how still the pond was. My friend breaks the silence. Man, you were gone for a long while. Not a lot of luck today? No, I swear to God, there was like no fish in there today. It was spooky as hell. The entire forest seemed kind of quiet today. So we sit and ponder for a bit. And then I think, did I hear birds on the way back? No, I don't think I did. Was there any wind at all? Even a breeze? I don't even think there was that either. I'm not liking this one bit right now. I don't want to pussy out on my friend by calling it quits this early. I think, whatever, I must be just tired. I fix the mattress in the bed of my truck for the night, and we sit down and make a little fire and start just burning stuff to pass the time. But nothing feels right. I asked my friend if he's ever gone back this far. He says, yeah, I used to come back here with my dad all the time. The little bit of backstory here is that my friend's parents passed away about a year ago, but they were super rich. They left a house to him, money and all this other stuff, and some stuff to other family. I asked if he had any spooks this far back. He says, nothing too bad. The worst was this weird hermit that lived 2 or 3 miles out past the property line. He didn't bother them, and they didn't bother him. So I shrug it off and head to bed. I wake up around 2 or 3 in the morning and I'm shivering really bad. I lay under the blanket for a bit and decide, screw it, I'm gonna walk around and try to wear myself out so I can fall back asleep. I climb out of bed and I'm trying to be careful not to wake my friend. I'm not a dumbass, so I make sure to keep the tent in view. So I'm walking in place, just enjoying the stars and the crickets. I hear something off in the distance and think, is my mind playing tricks on me? I strain my ears to listen a little better. Crickets, 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 silence. And then this ungodly moaning or muffled screaming or something. I crap my pants as I rush to wake up my friend. Man, get up. Immediately tell him to be quiet and listen. He hears it too. It can't be too far off with how muffled it sounds. Imagine covering your mouth with a pillow and screaming into it, pure screams though, not enough to actually crack your voice. Now play that far off into the woods, just barely enough to be able to be here. My stomach is a swirling mess of emotions and stuff. I'm not really sure what to do at this point. My friend tells me that they've got lots of coyotes back here. Maybe one of them got a hold of a fox and killed it. Yeah, maybe, I guess. Sounds vaguely sentient though, like it's pleading. I lay in bed listening to the screams, but for it feels like forever before finally passing out. I wake up the next morning completely exhausted. My mind is cloudy and I can't think to save my life. I go to take a piss out in the woods, and I just hear crunching leaves and the hair on the back of my neck stands up. My fight or flight syndrome starts activating. It's my friend getting sticks to make another fire. Well, what happened to the firewood from before? Up and left, must have burned through it all. And he thinks, wait, I get cell reception out here. He remembers his friend telling him about the fox screams the night before. He Googles fox scream human. It's videos of vixen screams, so he watches them. They sound close, but something about it seems too animal. Like it didn't have that fear behind it. I chalk it up to that I was just that tired. The rest of the day was the usual stuff. We start the fire, cook food, hike a bit, swim in the pond some, and make the bed for the night. I'm laying in bed and refusing to fall asleep because I'm terrified of getting gutted by a skinwalker or something. I hear the crickets again. Something about it is just so calming to me. I'm about to fall asleep when I hear it. Muffled screams like before, only clearer. Swear on my life I can hear something behind it. I can only make out the stronger parts of the word, like a drawn-out ah noise or something. My eyes are welling up with tears. I don't want to die here. I sit in bed until the sun comes up. I decide, you know what? Screw it. We got today and tomorrow and then we're gone. We can go home. But I still want to know what this noise is. I tell my friend I want to head back out towards the opening we found. He seems really uneasy about it but agrees. So we're walking out and there's no talking between the two of us. Lifelong friends, this stuff doesn't happen very often. There's always something to talk about. Around halfway there, the friend falls and twists his ankle really bad. Oh God, I think, why now? Help him back to the truck and set him in the passenger seat. I wait with him to make sure that he's okay. He gradually gets more and more pasty, cold skin like a fever feeling. Oh, this is really no good. I sit with him and talk. I want my bro to be okay. No good comfort food, just ravioli and potted meat, the lap of luxury we have. We talk over our options. He can barely walk, so it wouldn't be easy getting him from point A to point B, and I really want to check out that noise from earlier. I don't really know what to do. I think, screw it. I have this unexplainable pull towards this. I tell him I'll be right back, and I book it out. I'm sprinting through the forest. I need to know what this is. I get to the clearing in maybe a half an hour or so not too bad considering the distance from the camp. Again, there's no birds. There's no ambient noise at all. Just pure, piercing silence. I don't feel safe in the slightest, but I want answers. I cross the clearing into another section of the woods. It's much denser. The light peeks through, but in very small spurts. Kind of like a basement in the evening, but seeable. So I'm walking super carefully. I don't want to screw with no forest spirits. I see a little cairn about 30 feet, and I try to go to check it out, and there's blue rags and long stringy black hair and this ungodly smell. I pull the rags out and they're made of denim. Oh, what the hell is this stuff? These tree spirits got burial mounds covered in tattered clothes and stuff. I really nope out of there. I'm running through the clearing and stop to catch my breath. Now, to get a scale of things, the clearing was maybe a football field and a half, and I am not a runner at all. So I'm winded and gasping, and all of a sudden I hear that scream, as clear as day. I whip my head around, and there's this tall, gaunt, woman-like figure standing in the tree line. I freeze up and think, oh, this is how it ends. I feel an intense wave of calm wash over me. I feel like I'm safe here. I want to go to her. I want to learn who she is. She's very beautiful and seemingly angelic in nature. I all but forget about my sick and dying friend. All of a sudden, I snap out of it. I need to get back. I turn around and run as fast as I can. And I hear branches snapping and grass rustling, and I think, oh sweet God, I'm going to die here. Run faster than an Olympian athlete. Legs taking me Mach 7 down the trail. Entire time nothing but sobbing and moaning from behind me. It gradually slows down like I got a tether and kept going. I stopped to catch my breath about 5 minutes from camp. Back to a tree. I don't want no ghost people sneaking up on me. I'm gasping and panting. I feel a hand on my shoulder. It's my friend. I freak out and start talking a million miles a minute, and I see this ungodly fear in his eyes. He says nothing to me. Walk back to camp. We both have the hell scared out of us. He won't say anything to me as we pack up. On the car drive home, we just spend the night at my place, because he says that he wants time away, just not to be at that house. And we stay up until maybe 2 in the morning talking each other down. All of a sudden, he bursts into hysterics. He's a blabbering fool, sounds like a toddler learning to speak. I calm him down and ask just what the hell he's doing. He says he got spooked after the second night of screaming. He had heard it too. Set his phone to record the audio during our sleep. He skimmed through the hour that I was gone. He says he got through about maybe 4 hours of cherry-picked sound when he saw something at the corner of his eye. This super fast blur, long arms and skinny body, dark hair. He said he'd heard some kind of unholy laughter as it left, like it was playing a game. It ran in my direction. He couldn't do anything. He twisted his ankle and he was sick. He kept listening to the audio. From where it would now be around 5 a.m., he hears rustling in the recording, an uneven gait, like step, 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 giggling almost like a child. It stops after a while, and there's this rattling sound in my truck bed opening. So the rustling shortly afterwards, and all of a sudden what sounds like cooing, like a mother soothing a child. And then the zipper unzipping, cloth tearing, bed latching, sprinting. And then he checks back and there's a missing pair of jeans. Just wait a minute, the cairn in the forest, the clothes, the inexplicable pull. Oh God, whatever that thing was made a burial site for me. Why? effing why. I freak out, lock the doors, close the blinds, sit in the living room with my friend, and we sit there until morning, and I drive back to the house. The entire place is torn up, glass shattered, furniture torn, doors scratched. It was looking for us there. Not enough money in the world would get my friend to stay there, and not enough to get me to let him. Pack what little he can salvage and bring it back to my house. And that's about it. This was maybe a month ago. The dude's been staying here while we try to figure out what to do. He may just tear the place down and sell the land. There's no way we're going to try to fix it up and sell it. Still have no clue who or what that woman was, but I for a fact know it wasn't anything I want to remember. This is where the guy replies, like not the original poster, but the reply. He says, "You saw a Waifish woman by the cairn. A Waifish woman made eye contact with him. He felt calm, at ease, compelled to approach her or to approach the gravesite. This would be a spell that was put on him. But his friend twisted his ankle minutes ago and was alone in the truck. That memory, that thread of a thought was enough to distract him, from just enough for him to snap him out of it. And once he turned away, the spell was broken and the fear came back and he was pursued." And then it's worth noting that when his friend fell and twisted his ankle, then that could have been the fork in his fate to him not becoming like a torture doll in the woods and never leaving. So the big step off was the step, the uneven gait, the giggling, the rattling around the truck opening, and all that kind of stuff, because it knew he was curious. It knew he would come looking for what she took, which were his jeans. And then the sound of the cooing means that he either almost woke up or he did wake up to that thing hunched over his truck bed, and it looked at him, and in fact the relaxing spell thing that it used would have put him back to sleep. And when it was drawing him in, it was drawing him right into his own grave. But it didn't plan on his friend falling and twisting his ankle. And not only that, but they went to his house instead of his friend's, which is what the house that was on the property. So that means that they just got away by a hair. Now, I love stories like this because they have that kind of folklore kind of aspect to it. And to me, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. I just really enjoyed it because the area I live in is very old, and there's a lot of folklore even around here. Maybe in a different video I'll cover some of that in the future, because we have like a whole historic site here. There's a folklore park about half an hour from me. It's just a really cool place. It's very old. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think we're getting on 18 minutes now, so I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, then you can like and subscribe. This story would have been taken from the X board, which is a 4chan board, and it would have been screen capped. So take from that what you will. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good night, and actually happy Easter to all of you who celebrate Easter. I do, so happy Easter. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for pulling up a stump with me.